Okay, it's Monday, January 23rd. This is an end of the day SPY report, first day of the week. You can see here on the daily chart, we end up with a follow through green bar that was a nice directional bar after Friday's big green bar. And then we moved up right to our target up here. And that was a high probability play coming into the week. And we achieved it here on the first day of the week. So what does this mean in terms of going forward? First of all, I think these last 2 days were the easy days to trade. I mean, there was definitely a reversal signal here on Friday. Today, it was pretty high probability to move up this way, and especially after opening price action guided us that way. And now it gets a little tricky in terms of are we at potential short-term exhaustion risk, or is momentum going to continue? So the days ahead is going to be a little bit trickier in terms of the perfect type of signals, or the signals that kind of immediately follow through. But we'll get into that more, as we look at pre-market action tomorrow and how price opens and everything. But in terms of the bigger picture, first of all, we go to the monthly chart. We're still moving up with about 6 days to go, 7 days, something like that in the month, and we're green. We're inside of that month. What's interesting here as we move up, if we just end up, let's say we pull back a little bit in the last few days and we don't quite make a new high here on the month, and we end up with an inside bar. Then coming into February, if you kind of look at the inside bar breaking to the upside, I'm kind of moving ahead a little bit here in time, but in terms of what if scenarios. But if you look at the quarterly chart, that could trigger that if we stay inside here, on the monthly chart, this is now the quarterly chart, and then get that breakout in February, that triggers the quarterly 2 up, which then projects up here to the 4,300 area. So keep in mind that this inside price action on the monthly chart is fine if we stay there, and then that sets the stage in February to kind of break up, take out its target, which then triggers the quarterly target up to this area. So again, a lot of upside potential developing, but now we have the hammer bar on the weekly chart that was projected to move higher, has started higher. We have a little bit of potential broadening, risk here that we took out the daily high. Who knows if you come all the way down and take that out, but we'll look for failures, in that regard coming up. The first failure will be tomorrow if we kind of go below the midpoint of today. And then now this yellow line is the open of the week and the open, of the day today, but the open of the week. So if we can kind of go below the midpoint tomorrow and then take out the open of today, that sets that weekly bar red. And then, at that point, you see if you get to the midway point of the prior week. So I'm not really looking for failures, but we have the levels now to monitor if price action leads us there. So anyway, finally today, it was very easy to kind of get aggressive here at the open here and buy this first breakout of the first bar. We had our classic directional day, one move up, orderly pause, then we moved to new highs, and that was it, 2 moves up. You had a pretty big pullback. I remember watching this at the time. Everyone was thinking, it's a reversal, but in reality, we just kind of pulled back a little bit, took out those stops, which would be logical, and then just settled in for the rest of the day. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Little exhaustion risk. It might be tricky to get continued follow through. The best signals will be here. Anything that fails on the downside and starts back up, then we are working on the weekly chart, towards these highs eventually. So let's see how things go. But today, again, was a very good day to be aggressive trading, as was Friday, and we'll just see if the momentum can keep going or not, or we do for a little bit of a pause in this area.